All right, in the last part we got our forward motion combined with our turning action. And now we're going to add our turning actions off of our idle state. So in situations where the joystick moves straight back, or in any of these zones back here, we want the character to be able to turn around and face the direction you want them to go, and then be able to move forward in the locomotion. All right, so let's take a look at how we can do that. So we're going to implement our step turns with this situation. And we're going to create new blend trees for the left and right motion. So create a state and a new blend tree. All right, so this blend tree we're going to call left step turn. There we go. And our parameter here is going to be angle. All right, and so this will be just one dimension blending off of angle. And we're going to create 4 motion fields here. And we're going to start off with that idle A animation. This is just my idle without any action on it, right? If we just play it, there's no motion on it. This just gives us a clean blend. And here we're going to do our turn 45. Here we're going to do turn 90, and here we're going to do turn 180, right? So each of these actions, let's take a look at each one. So turn 45 is just a left turn 45 degrees. Turn 90 is just a 90-degree turn, and turn 180 is turning to the left 180 degrees. All right, so just as a reminder to go back, looking at our locomotion tree, whenever we're doing a walk to the left, we're going to be looking at negative numbers in our setup, and it's easy to change for either one. So coming back to this blend tree, which I should name out here, left step turn. These are going to be our negative numbers. So we're going to turn off automate thresholds. And at negative 180 degrees, we're going to make, oops, big numbers there. Negative 180. Turn 90 will be negative 90. Oops. Make sure we get all of that. Negative 90. And this will be negative 45. So those are our step turns. And if we play and check our angles, we can see that we can get little bits of movement or big turns very easily just by adjusting where we are in the tree. Great, so that's our idle turn tree to the left. Let me rename this so we don't get confused when we're in here. All right, backing out. Now we want to do the same thing for the right turns. So create a new blend tree. This will be our right step turn. And in here, once again, right step turn, just so we don't get lost if we're going around. Our parameter is angle, and we want 4 motion fields here, once again, for idle, 45 degrees, 90 degrees, and 180 degrees. And we'll add those in again. Idle A, turn 45, turn 90, turn 180. And once again, we'll turn off automate thresholds. This will be 0, 45, 90, and 180. Now, what we'll do here is we'll switch on our mirror for all of these, and we'll hit play, and we'll check it out. Turning to the right, you betcha. All right. So now we just want to blend in and out of these as we need to from our idle state. So back here to our idle state, we are once again going to transition to here. And in this transition, we want to make sure that we have a couple of different states. Turn off exit time, and we're going to add 2 states into here, right? In one state, our magnitude is greater than 0.1. Okay, so that lets us transition out of here, transition out of idle into here when our stick does deflect a little bit, but we want to make sure that our angle is less than -45. Okay, and that will allow us to blend out of there, right? And if we, and then to get out of this, we're going to make a transition back. And now what's nice about this transition is we want the animation to finish out and then return to idle state. So we're just going to say has exit time, and this will gracefully exit out of here and into this idle state. And we're going to do the same thing with the right step turn. Make transition into here. And this is when our turn off exit time. Say magnitude is greater than 0.1. And our angle is greater than 45. Okay, so this is greater than 45. This is less than 45 over here to the left. And our transition outs are always with has an exit time. Now we are going to make one last adjustment here. And we want to be able to come out of this state directly into locomotion. So what we're going to do is take make a transition here and take it right into locomotion. And this will allow us to say, create 2 more here. Let's say magnitude is greater than 0.2. And our angle is, out of the right state, we want to be, see, we come into the right state greater than 45. So we want to be less than 45. All right. But angle is also going to be greater than -45. All right, so this allows us to transition directly out of here and into running if we really want to. So we don't have to pass through the idle state to get to here. All right, so we can do the same thing with this. And it's going to be the exact same transition. I'll turn off exit time on both of those. Let me just do that now. And then here we're going to say magnitude is greater than 0.2, and our angle is less than 45, and our angle is greater than -45. Okay, and that should allow us to get all of these actions in place. So let's hit play and see if we made any major mistakes. So I'm going to move out to the scene view so we can see. So our angle, we'll make our magnitude 0.1 and 0.15. All right, so we are walking. So this is a mistake here. Notice that we left our transition into locomotion here when our magnitude is greater than 0.1. I'm going to bring this down up to 0.2, and this will allow us to do small deflections and get the step turns into place here. So if we do play, I'll set my angle to 50 degrees, and I'll set my magnitude to 0.1, and now I'll set my magnitude to 0.15. And we should start doing turns to the right. Okay, and if we do -50, we'll start doing turns to the left. And if we do 50, 20, and get our transition to 0.3, you can see we transition right into locomotion from the step turn. So that'll go right into a turn and into a moving turn. So all of those should make sense, right? So we have our idle. We can come out of it into our step turn if we're just deflecting the stick a little bit or a lot in a little bit in the forward direction or a lot in the reverse directions. And then we can come out of our step turns into locomotion for all of our bigger movements. Okay, so that is pretty much what we need for our minimum movement. And then the next step, what we'll do is we'll link up our joystick and we'll get our joystick values to drive these, and then we'll make adjustments from there. Great.